for by the New World Order.
Oh, you didn't know?
You ready? Let's go!
Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Feed me.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Big Daddy Cool Vinny Apicella, and we are here live with another attack to your audiological senses. That's right, this is the Sportswire. Good morning, folks. Today is December 3rd, 2015, Thursday. We did not have a show on Monday because I had some scheduling conflicts, so I apologize for that. And actually, this show almost did not happen either. When I got home last night at about 11:30 p.m., the internet was out, and we've been having the same problem with the internet for the past few weeks, where I've had to literally call Frontier, which is our internet provider here at Sportswire Studio, and I've had to be on the phone for an hour at like midnight. They got to send a technician out and work on the lines outside. It's been an ongoing problem, so hopefully the internet stays in today, and God provides me the opportunity to continue talking to you out there, the millions upon millions of Sportswire's listeners. First off, again, let's go to God in prayer. Let's give our first fruits to God. So the very first thing we talk about right now, let's go to God in prayer. Father God, thank you. First of all, you are Most High. You are the most powerful entity in this universe, Father. You can do all things as long as you want to, Father. I want to thank you for just being able to provide me the opportunity to talk to your children. Whether they're your followers or not, Lord, you've created all of us in your image, and you want us to live the way you want us to, Father. I pray for the people listening that haven't turned their lives over to Christ, that they go out and find a good church with a great doctrine, and they study the Bible, repent and be baptized, become children of you and followers of you, Lord. You sent your Son to die for us, to accept all the sins, past, present, and future. Father, I thank you for just being a loving and a graceful Father, but at the same time for taking care of all of us. Father, I want to confess to you and just confess to you the anxieties, Lord, the anxieties and insecurities of my life. You know what they are. You know about what I struggle with. And I pray to put those on the cross and to take your burden, because your burden is light. Your yoke is light, Lord. And just to put all the heaviness on the cross. I want to pray for the people in California and San Bernardino especially, and the problems out there. I pray for the world, Lord. I pray for all the people that are struggling in the third world countries. I pray for all the people struggling here in Connecticut and the United States and Canada and around the world. I pray that, we're able to start bringing more of you into this world, or should I say have more people recognize that you're the Most High, and to have more people follow you, Lord. Thank you for just absolutely everything you do on a daily basis, Father. And I ask all this through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Alright, we're going to get to our worship song of the morning. This is one it's by Mary Mary. It's called Shackles Praise You, right here on the Sportswire.
Show is hot out here. No, I don't mind though. Just glad to be free. You know what I'm saying?
should praise you through my circumstance. Shackles on my feet so I can dance. Just wanna praise you. Just wanna praise you. Just wanna praise you. Broke the chains now I can lift my hands. I can lift my hands. I'm gonna praise you. Everything that could go wrong, all went wrong at one time. So much pressure fell on me. I thought I was gonna lose my mind. Lord, I know you wanna see if I will hold on through these trials. But I need you to lift this load, 'cause I can't take it no more. Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance. So I can dance. I just wanna praise you. Woo, woo, woo. I just wanna praise you. Broke the chains now I can lift my hands. Woo, yeah. I'm gonna praise you. Been through the fire and the rain, bound in every kind of way, but God has broken every chain, so let me go right now. Off my feet so I can dance. So I can dance, y'all. I wanna praise you. I wanna praise you. Broke the chains now I can lift my hands. I can lift my
Take 'em off, take 'em off. What you gonna do?
All right, folks, that was Mary with Shackles. Praise you right here on Sportswire. I have to say that's probably one of my favorite songs to just to listen to at a Christian dance, and just to get out there, just have fun and not worry about who's watching, and you know, it's really fun. All right, so I figured, seeing that it is now December already, it seems like just yesterday we were just starting the Sportswire, but it's now December. I figured today I'm going to do some of my favorite Christmas songs, and they're not local bands, they're not local groups, so we're going to kind of go away from the local independent theme for today. I'm going to go with some of my favorite Christmas music, so you'll hear it throughout the show. But you know, I have to say this: I am just so tired of the materialism in this country, the manipulation by, you know, retailers and you know, companies that want you to buy their stuff. First of all, if you want to show somebody you love them and care about them, you shouldn't have to go into debt for it. You know, it's like, I love my son, but I'm not going into debt for him. I mean, let me put it, I mean, I'm going into debt for him because of him living here, and or him living and needing everything in his life and depending on me and all that. But what I mean is, like, Christmas gifts. You know, it's like, I will buy what I can afford, what I think he'll like, you know, but it's like, don't go overboard. I want him to learn that, you know, you don't have to go broke to show somebody you love them. It's not about the money. It's not about what you buy somebody. It's time spent. And, you know, I learned that this past summer, about time spent, and it's not about how much you could spend on somebody. It's not about how much money you have. I mean, if you could pay your bills and be responsible and keep your head afloat, you know, you're doing damn good. I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody in this world has debt. There's very few people in this world that are debt-free. And I'm not even talking about, you know, millionaires, billionaires, because you know what? They probably have more debt than anybody. Because they're just not... Ooh, I almost forgot that. Because, you know, it's... you know, they just don't have the capability. I'm not saying that they all have they don't have capability in their heart to love or whatever. But here's the deal. In order to make money, you have to spend money. I mean, that's given. So if you have $100 million in the bank, chances are you've spent close to $200 million or $1 billion, trying to make that money. So yeah, you've got mortgages out, or you've got, student loans or bank loans or business loans or whatever. So you have debt. Sometimes debt can be healthy because, it helps to build your credit. But when you're making, minimum wage or close to minimum wage, debt is just, student loan debt is crazy. I mean, granted, you could get your forgiveness if you work for a, nonprofit for 10 years, or, you can get your, get it pushed back depending on your financial stability or whatever, and financial situation. You can get some kind of stuff. So, I will say this, that the majority of debt in this country is not good debt. It's credit card, debt. It's, it's just bad, But, I have to say this. The United States is the, obviously we have our poor, we have our poverty-stricken people, we have our, low class, middle class, high class. But you know what? Even our poorest people are richer than just about 97% of the world. And that's a lot to wrap your head around. If you're just living paycheck to paycheck and you're making $200 a week working part-time at McDonald's, you're still richer than 97% of the world. And, you could be even richer than that because of the simple fact that if you go to your job and you don't complain and you know where you stand and you love with all your heart and you give and you don't complain, you're 100 times better than these people that, want to get paid more for something like that. First of all, the downfall of our society is if McDonald's workers or fast food workers, get, $15 an hour. Now, don't get me wrong, minimum wage should be higher. I completely agree, because you can't even afford a one-bedroom apartment. Now, I feel two ways about it. First off, the more money you give to fast food workers, the more the food, the price, the cost to run the restaurant rises. McDonald's workers don't get tips, so it's not like they can make it lower and get tips or whatever. No, if they make $15 an hour, you're going to see less of them. So you're going to see either a wait time, or you're going to see higher prices for your Big Macs. And it's a vicious cycle, because then they'll start replacing them with automated tellers. You kind of need the fry cooks in the back, but all you need is a button to press exactly what you want. An idiot can do it. A computer can do it. They don't need a human being for it. So that's, okay, we'll raise the wage to $15 an hour, but we're going to cut our staff in half. Unfortunately, that's reality. So the fact is, if you know that McDonald's isn't your be-all, end-all for your career, especially as a front-end, order taker, realize that you're not going to get $15 an hour, because you can still go to school and make better for your life. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there's a lot of professional people having to take, lower paying jobs because of the economy. For that, unfortunately, that's reality. A lot of professionals, there's just not the jobs for them. And it's sad. It's like I was reading a few years ago, there was a report came out that there were accountants and, lawyers that were trying to get part-time jobs at Lake Compounds, which is an amusement park here in Connecticut, because there's just no work out there. So for that, it's a shame. It's a shame that that's the way it is, but unfortunately in today's society, that's the way it is. All right. So before we get into anything else, I do want to give a shout out to our sponsors. We've got Jerry Wilson from It's So Real Productions. We've got Stay Blessed Productions, and then Wayne Jones from Black Lion Entertainment Music Group, along with Sister Sue's Homemade Jams and Jellies, and M&J Video Games and First Base Sports Cards in both Southington and Wallingford, Connecticut. As a matter of fact, while I'm talking about M&J Video Games, they're actually going to be having an autograph signing. I believe it's this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Which I don't know if I am or not. Let's see. No. Yes, this weekend. This Sunday, the 6th, December 6th, 2015, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. I believe it's at M&J Video Games in Southington. It is going to end up being, yes, M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. That's right, the blood brother of Hulk Hogan, if you will. They were the first blood brothers, Brutus Beefcake and Hulk Hogan, as opposed to now Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. But Brutus Beefcake will be there signing on Queen Street in Southington. And check it out. Go over to M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Check it out on Facebook. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to see if I could share it. I don't know if I can. Well, either way, check it out. I'm going to see if I can share it. But you know what? So check it out this weekend. M&J Video Games and First Base Sports Cards. It is definitely a great thing to do. Brutus the Barber Beefcake, 1 to 4 p.m. this Sunday, December 6th. Okay, here we go. Yep, 1049 Queen Street, Southington, Connecticut. So here I am going to share it right now. Check it out. Okay, so with that being said, and also check out, like I said, Sister Sue's Homemade Jams and Jellies. They're on Facebook as well. They are from West Virginia. So check it out. Okay. We've had a lot going on this past week, not just in sports, but in life. Yesterday being really heartbreaking in terms of San Bernardino, California. 4 gunmen ran into, from what I've been told, a social services building. I think it was like housing to, it housed like a bunch of different offices, doctor's office and, DMV and social services or whatever. But it was one of those big buildings that 4 gunmen went in, 14 confirmed dead, 14 injured, maybe more. That was the last I saw earlier yesterday. Before I get into any more, I want to say if the internet cuts out, I need to apologize and surrounding the SUV. The police got into a shooting match with it. 2 of the suspects were confirmed dead. One was dead, one was injured, one was still on the loose. I didn't get any updates since last night. So again, our prayers are with the families of the victims and just everybody involved in San Bernardino in California. Just heartbreaking. They're saying it was a terrorist attack or ISIS attack. I don't know for sure what's going on, whether it was that or if it was I know it was definitely an extremist group, but I don't think it was necessarily ISIS. It could have been another small faction. But again, why? These are innocent people. It's just sad. It's just heartbreakingly sad. Okay, so what's next on the agenda? Well, next on the agenda, it is time for this song is not a nationally known song, so it's getting played on international radio right now. Internet radio. Okay, this song is actually KC101 is a top 40 station here in Connecticut. 101.3 WKCS. you know, a morning show host with Glenn Beck, actually. Here in case you want to know, Glenn Beck started it, had a earlier gig as a morning show, morning drive radio host. It was Glenn and Vinny, Glenn Beck and Vinny Penn. Vinny Penn then, when Glenn Beck left, Vinny Penn was doing the drive time on his own, and it was finding somebody long time. And he actually, when, what's his name, Elvis Duran got syndicated up here, that's when Vinny Penn left and then started doing his own thing. During his tenure, he has an alter ego called the Guido Rocker. He put out this awesome Christmas song. It's called Christmas in East Haven. The quality is not that great because the only way we could ever get it here at the Sportswire or anywhere was to record it off the radio. They never released it to CD or iTunes or anything else. So, and this is back from the 90s, so iTunes wasn't even invented back then. So, here's the Guido Rocker with Christmas in East Haven, right here on the Sportswire.
City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, girls with hair out to there. They got trees on the poles in East Haven.
What are you talking about?
Guys named Vinny got the skinny on what suits they should wear. Hey, some money. And above all the Camaros, you hear silver bells, all those smells.
It's eternity.
It's Christmas time in East Haven. All that gold getting old. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Cousin Lori's got a story that she can't wait to tell. So she talks on the phone to Gina. Bobby's cheating, he needs a beat, 'cause he stole Louie's girl. And above all the cursing, you hear silver bells, hair all gelled. It's Christmas time in East Haven. Ring-a-ling, bada-bing, what'd you bring? I brought my Peugeot, okay? Hey, soon it will be Christmas Day. You know what I mean? Mikey's booking, Mom is cooking, Christmas Eve with the fish, as we're all getting ready for dinner. Christmas shopping, the place is hopping, trying to find one more gift. And above all the bustle, you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in East Haven. I'm a family man, you understand? Soon it will be Christmas Day. Hey, have a good Christmas, okay? Do the right thing. All right.
All right, and that was the Guido Rocker right here on Sportswire with Christmas in East Haven. Again, it's one of my absolute favorite Christmas songs. And it's probably the most offensive Christmas song. It gets no airplay anymore for a couple of reasons. One of them being in this new PC world where everybody gets upset over something. You know, the fact that Italians and it's stereotyping Italians and the people that live in East Haven, Connecticut. It's not played anymore, but I gave it some new life on the internet here on Fat Cat Radio on the Sportswire. The Guido Rocker with Christmas in East Haven, one of my all-time favorite Christmas songs. It's just funny. And what you'll know throughout this episode, by hearing some of my favorite Christmas music, I'm not the, even though I'm a Christian, and we'll get to, more Christian Christmas songs throughout the month, it's not all fun and games with me. I like, it's not, or should I say, it's not all straight-laced with me. I like the novelty Christmas music, as you'll hear later in this episode. I like the fun. I like the parody. Matter of fact, I was joking. Jenna Murata, I have one of her songs lined up for today if I need to go to it. Jenna Murata posted on Facebook saying that, that's what I forgot to mention, how to get in touch with and listen to us. Well, I'll do that in a minute. Jenna Murata posted on Facebook that she was thinking of, she had written a new Christmas song but didn't know the lyrics. So, I would have loved to say, think about it if you will. ISIS got bombed up by some missiles. And, sung to the tune of Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. And I got the whole, the whole chorus going, ISIS got blown up by some missiles, walking back to Moscow on Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Trump, man, we believe. I had myself dying laughing just thinking about that, because Donald Trump has been one of the biggest outspoken critics of ISIS and how we got to bomb them. Obama wants to claim that they're nothing big and they're not a big serious threat. Obviously, Paris last month didn't help out. It wasn't that they were quiet or anything. And now he wants to bring the Syrian refugees into the U.S. So let's bomb the hell out of ISIS and get them out. Okay? But that's, to me, that would be a fantastic novelty Christmas song. But that's just me. Anyways, before I get any farther into the show, we're already about a half hour in, but all the ways to get in touch with us. First of all, on our Spreaker homepage is Spreaker.com/show/sports-wire. That's what you're probably listening to us on right now. On our website, www.swe-ct.com and www.myfatcatradio.com. Then you go to Facebook.com/SportswireCT, Facebook.com/FatCatRadio Enterprise. Also on Twitter, SoundCloud, Instagram, Foursquare, Pinterest, Snapchat, Tumblr, Periscope, all of them is SWE Connecticut. And then on Skype, YouTube, and Google Plus, it's Sportswire SWE. And then on iTunes, as always, go on over to iTunes, go to the podcast page, search Sportswire, look for our flame logo, click the subscribe or the download button, and every new episode of the Sportswire gets downloaded directly to your listening apparatus, be it an iPhone, an iPad, an iPod, anything with iTunes on it. So definitely help us out, help us increase our listenership. Thank you all for listening. I do appreciate every single one of the listens that I get. So, that's all there is to it. So, thank you. All right. So, now that we've thoroughly started the show on a very offensive note to a lot of people, which I could really care less about, so we're going to get into some actual sports news now. NFL is going into week number 12. We didn't even get the chance to talk about week 11 because of, Monday's issue with the timing. So, we're going to go over NFL week 11 before we get to the NFL week 12. NFL week 11 saw a lot. First of all, the Patriots are now 10-1, losing to the Broncos in overtime. Brock Osweiler took over for Peyton Manning, and you know what? He helped to lead the Broncos in the overtime victory. But it's a good thing. And like I've said in the past, now the Patriots have no pressure on them. So that loss definitely helped them. The fact that they're now 10-1. They don't have to worry about going 19-0. They don't have to worry about that. So, or 18-0 or whatever it is. Right, because they would have to go. No, they would end up having to go 19-0. They can go 18-1 and still win the Super Bowl this year. They won't have to worry about losing in the Super Bowl and having that one there. They've already got that one. So that would be a good thing if the Patriots were to make it, which I predict they will. Tom Brady had a great game, though. Gronkowski went down with a knee injury. He's going to sit out this week. Amendola, who sat out last week, is going to be back this week. The Patriots have had a lot of injuries, and it just shows the depth of the roster, the fact that they've been winning so much. But a lot of people went out with injuries. Roethlisberger went through the concussion protocol, took himself out in the third quarter this past Sunday of the Steelers game, and he's practicing again. He passed it, got cleared, so he'll be back on the field. But it's just amazing. Andrew Luck is still out with the kidney laceration, and he's working on trying to get back. I don't think he'll be playing this week. The whole controversy in Cleveland with Johnny Manziel, he was named their starter for the rest of the year, and then a week later he's down to third-string quarterback simply because he supposedly lied to the management about his off week and his off season and or his off week shenanigans, I should say. Talking about week 12, and we're going to be going into week 13. I apologize. It's going to be I'm talking about game 11 and game 12 for the teams. But either way, it is, yes, week 12 and week 13. It just throws you off the fact that, only 12 games have been played, or only 11 games have been played in week 12 because of the byes. So that's what that is. But either way, just amazing to me, the injuries all season long. And, let's go over the current standings right now for the NFL. All right. So let's where are we? Here we go. Matchups. Yeah. So let's get over and standings. There we go. In the AFC East, the Patriots 10-1, the New Jersey Jets are 6-5, the Buffalo Bills are 5-6, and the Dolphins are 4-7. In the AFC North, the Cincinnati Bengals are 9-2, the Steelers are 6-5, Ravens are 4-7, and the Cleveland Browns are 2-9. That's right, I was talking about the Cleveland Browns situation with Johnny Manziel. I'll talk about that right after I finish with the standings. In the AFC South, the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans are both tied at 6-5. Finally, their division leaders are over 500. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 4-7, and the Tennessee Titans are 2-9. In the AFC West, the Denver Broncos are 9-2. The Kansas City Chiefs are 6-5. The Oakland Raiders are 5-6, and the San Diego Chargers are 3-8. Nobody has clinched yet at all. In the NFC East, neither one the two top teams are the Washington Redskins and the New Jersey Giants are 5-6, under 500. The Philadelphia Eagles are 4-7, and the Dallas Cowboys are 3-8. Quite honestly, the Cowboys at 3-8 are only 2 games back. They're only 2 games back at first. But Romo is out for the rest of the year. Same injury. They rushed him back too early, and now they're paying for it. But if they could win, they could still make the playoffs. They have to, they're in the worst division in the league though. In the NFC North, the Minnesota Vikings are 8-3. Green Bay Packers are 7-4. The Chicago Bears are 5-6. And the Detroit Lions are 4-7. In the NFC South, the unbelievable Carolina Panthers are still 11-0. They're still undefeated going into this week, and I like I said, they're the best team in football. The Atlanta Falcons are 6-5. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 5-6, and the New Orleans Saints are 4-7. In the NFC West, the Arizona Cardinals are 9-2. The Seattle Seahawks are 6-5. St. Louis Rams are 4-7, and the San Francisco 49ers are 3-8. So that's those are your standings for football. A couple things coming off of there. First of all, let's go back to the Johnny Manziel incident. Apparently, he lied to Browns management about his off-week shenanigans about getting drunk or going out partying, whatever. So they decided to punish him and put him at third-string quarterback. Now that Josh McCown is out, now he's back up for Sunday. The fans want to see Johnny Manziel in there. Okay? Mike Golick, who I listen to Mike and Mike when I can, Mike Golick basically said that he's being paid to play football, not be a role model or not be a straight-laced person. Granted, you need to be able to control yourself and everything, and that's the whole reason why he went to rehab during the summer. He's a changed person, all that. Regardless of the fact, I don't feel that. Here's the deal. You're going to punish your team for the off-field shenanigans of your top quarterback. There's no doubt about it. Johnny Manziel, who was obviously dropped to like 22nd pick or 21st pick 2 years ago in the draft. Heisman Trophy winner, but his alcohol problems are well noted. His friendship with Justin Bieber just doesn't add to it. I mean, he's got to choose better friends. It's really been playing havoc. He's only started 4 games in the NFL in 2 seasons. Being named the starter for the rest of the year, then being put back to third string. Now he's a backup. The fans want to see Johnny Manziel on the field. Give him a chance to play. But the fact is, the management over in Cleveland decided to sit him. That's being out of touch with reality. Fine him, send him back to rehab in the offseason, whatever the case is, but you need to put your best team out on the field. Johnny Manziel is that chance for the Cleveland Browns. And he has to have that opportunity to mature and grow. He may go elsewhere after this year, if he can. The Cowboys, like I said, are 3-8. They're only 2 games out of first place. They can go on a winning streak, for the next 5 weeks and come out 8-8. They could make the playoffs. I mean, the Washington Redskins, the Giants, that whole division sucks. There's just no 2 ways around it. The Redskins, the Eagles, the Giants, the Cowboys. And why are the Cowboys in the NFC East anyways? I mean, it's been like that for years. When they realigned it, they went to 4 divisions. I thought they were going to actually move them to like the NFC South. Why are the Dallas Cowboys, who are Dallas, Texas, midway across the country, why are they still the NFC East? I don't get it. I don't understand it. But whatever. They could come back and whoop ass. But again, Romo is hurt again. The same same clavicle issue. They rushed him back. They did. Last week apparently he wasn't playing up to par in the Dolphins game, and then it's like this week he's out for the rest of the year. Couple other players are out. Julian Edelman for the Patriots is out for the rest of the season. Apparently Peyton Manning's the cast came off his foot. He's still in the boot though. He won't be playing this week. Give it to Brock Osweiler. I think it's time for Peyton to hang up the cleats. End of discussion. All right. Let's get to this weekend's games, shall we? For week 13. Tonight being Thursday, is Thursday Night Football on the NFL Network. You're going to see the Green Bay Packers go into Detroit Rock City, take on the Lions. All right. Sunday's games. Now, the Sunday night game, Indianapolis Colts at Pittsburgh Steelers. Roethlisberger will probably be playing. Andrew Luck is not playing. I look for the Steelers to win that one. The New Jersey Jets stay home to play at the New Jersey Giants. They'll be playing in the Meadowlands over in what is the name of that park? It's not Citi Field. That's the Mets. MetLife Stadium. They share a home, so I don't know how they determine who's home and away when they're playing the same field. Houston goes into Buffalo to take on the Bills. The Baltimore Ravens go into Miami to take on the Dolphins. It's the Battle of Ohio, as Cincinnati goes across the state into Cleveland to take on the Browns. The Jacksonville Jaguars go down south, or actually go up north to Tennessee to take on the Titans. The 49ers come over east to take on the Chicago Bears. The Seattle Seahawks come into Minnesota to face the Vikings. The Atlanta Falcons go down south to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. The Arizona Cardinals travel a little east to St. Louis to take on the Rams. The Kansas City Chiefs go out west to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Denver Broncos are going over to San Diego to take on the Chargers. Panthers are going down to the Superdome to take on the New Orleans Saints in what I proved to be is a make-or-break game for the Panthers. The Panthers can go into the Superdome and win, then they're going to be undefeated for the rest of the year. That's my prediction. Philadelphia Eagles come up north to New England to take on the Patriots, and the Dallas Cowboys. They come over east to the Washington, D.C. area to take on the Redskins. And that's the Monday Night Football game. What a horrible Monday Night Football game it's going to be. Redskins and Dallas, arguably two of the worst teams in the league this year. Like I said, if Dallas could actually come through with winning, then they have a chance to overtake, being 3-8. You don't think you're normally 2 games out when you're like that, but you actually are this year because because of the simple fact that the NFC East is just probably the worst division in football. All right. Before we get back to any other sports news of any kind, we're going to get to one of my next favorite Christmas songs. Here is the 12 Pains of Christmas by the Bob Rivers Comedy Group. It's a classic. Well, here it is right here on the Sportswire.
First thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me is finding a Christmas tree. The second thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Rigging up the lights
and finding a Christmas tree. The third thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
hangovers. Rigging up the lights
and finding a Christmas tree. The fourth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
sending Christmas cards.
Hangovers. Rigging up the lights
and finding a Christmas tree. The fifth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me, 5 months of bills.
Sending Christmas cards.
Hangovers. Rigging up the lights
and finding a Christmas tree. The sixth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Facing my in-laws.
5 months of bills.
Oh, I hate those Christmas cards.
Hangovers. Rigging up these lights
and finding a Christmas tree. The seventh thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
The Salvation Army.
Facing my in-laws.
5 months of bills.
Sending Christmas cards.
Oh jeez, I'm trying to rig up these lights
and finding a Christmas tree. The eighth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
I want Red Farmer for Christmas.
Charities, and what do you mean your in-laws?
5 months of bills.
Ah, making out these cards.
Edith, get me up here, huh? Well, we have no extension cords.
Finding a Christmas tree. The ninth thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Finding parking spaces.
Daddy, I want some candy.
Donations.
Facing my in-laws.
5 months of bills.
Writing out those Christmas cards.
Hangovers. Now why the hell are they blinking?
And finding a Christmas tree. The 10th thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Batteries not included.
No parking spaces.
Buy me something.
Get a job, you bum.
Facing the in-laws.
5 months of bills.
Yo ho, sending Christmas cards.
Oh jeez, look at this. One light goes out, they all go out.
And finding a Christmas tree. The 11th thing at Christmas that's such a pain to me,
Stale TV special.
Batteries not included.
No parking
cleaning spaces.
Mama, go to the bathroom.
Charities.
She's a witch, I hate her.
5 months of bills.
Oh, I don't even know half these people.
Who's got the toilet paper? Get a flashlight and blow a fuse.
And finding a Christmas tree. The 12th thing at Christmas, that's such a pain to me.
Singing Christmas carols. Still TV special.
Battery's not included.
No parking.
Charities.
Gotta make them dinner.
5 months of bills.
I'm not sending them this year, that's it.
Shut up, you. Fine, you're so smart. You ring up the lights.
And finding a Christmas tree.
All right, and that was the 12 Pages of Christmas right here on the Sportswire by Bob Rivers Comedy Group. It's a classic. I mean, it's probably one of the most classic requested novelty Christmas songs of ever. Obviously there's a lot more out there, and I've got one more of my favorites coming up later on in this broadcast. All right, so you know what I forgot to go over? I forgot to go over my fantasy team, SWE Powerhouse. We won last weekend, and we're now on a 5-game winning streak. We're at 7-5, moved up in the standings. I think we're in 3rd place now. Matter of fact, let me go over to the. Let me just let you in on the score from last week. We ended up picking up the victory with as soon as it pops up. Of course, you gotta wait for everything to load nowadays. Dooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Here we go. Week 12. Nope. We want week 12, not 13. Oh, there we go. Week 12. We ended up defeating Bobby Sack Attack 102.6 to 95.9. Here's the deal. Okay? After watching Monday Night Football, or Thursday Night Football, excuse me. I wasn't watching it. I was listening to it. And I have obviously had to check it. Now, Carolina won, right? Cam Newton, great quarterback. Their kicker, Gano, who's on my team, scored 18 fantasy points. Cam Newton only scored 17.8 points. When your kicker outscores a quarterback, there's a problem. But it helped me. Now, I'll go side-by-side comparison. Okay. Carson Palmer, for my quarterback, 17.4 points, 271 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. Cam Newton, 183 yards, a rushing touchdown for 17.8. So Cam Newton won that one. Chris Johnson from Arizona, 1.7 points. He was carted off field. He's out for the rest of the year. I had to drop him. Hillman from Denver, 11.9 for him. Williams from Pittsburgh, 17.7 points. Rawls for him, 14.1 points. Michael Crabtree, 7.9 points. T.Y. Hilton for him, 21.5 points. Jeremy Maclin for me, 22 points. Ruben Randall for him, 9.6 points. Travis Kelce for me, 12.9 points. Watson for him, Watson from New Orleans, for him 5.3 points. Willie Snead for me, 5 points. Darren Woodhead for him, 4.7 points. I had the Rams defense who scored 0. The Denver defense for him scored 5. Gano from Carolina for me, 18 points. Novak from Houston for him for 6 points. Total 102.6 for me, 95.9 for him. Going into this week, the standings as of now in the yellow category, the yellow division. In first place, it's Fantasy Jinx, 7-5. The South Bronx Bullies are 6-6. Bobby Sack Attack are 5-7. The PSI New England are 4-8, and the Walking Dead are 3-9. In the darker shade of yellow division, tied for first place are Deflated Balls and Purple Cobras at 8-4. In third place is the SW Powerhouse at 7-5, and then tied for fourth place at 6-6 is the Big Airy Balls and the Wilcox Renegades. Okay, so that's the standings right now. This week we are playing. Here we go. This week we're playing Big Airy Balls. I am currently projected to win 112 to 103. That's a projection. And actually they haven't updated my... They actually have to update my... I changed my lineup just now, so it's got to go through an update. But I'm starting Ben Roethlisberger. He's going into Indy. He's going to have a good game. That's all I got to say. He's going to have a good game. Freeman is projected to 16.2 points. Williams 16.5. Crabtree 10.3. Danny Amendola is looking to come back. He's projected 10.8. Travis Kelce's projected 7.7. Anderson from Denver is projected 11.2. I picked up the Bears defense. They're projected for 10 points against San Francisco, who's absolutely horrible this year. And Gano is projected for 7.6. I'm projected 112.3. I'm still tossed on whether I'm going to start Carson Palmer or Ben Roethlisberger. It seems like because Ben Roethlisberger is playing this week, he's going to have a great game. Or at least he's projected to play. But Palmer, is projected with more. And anytime I go against Ben Roethlisberger in the past, he's come up with a great big game and I end up losing because I didn't start him. So I'm going to step out on faith and then start Ben Roethlisberger this week. I picked up Drawn from San Francisco, running back. He's projected to have 11.7 points this week, but I'm not sure if I'm going to start him. I kind of just picked him up in case I need him. Because, I don't know. He just looked good. I still have Marcus Colston on the bench, John Starks, and Willie Snead, and I dropped, and the Rams defense are still on the bench, and I have Jeremy Maclin, so I have a pretty good bench. I just wish you could, sub in and out during the week, but you can't. So Thursday Night Football is tonight. I don't know if I have anybody going tonight, actually. I do not have anybody going tonight. So, and I apologize. Pittsburgh and Indianapolis is Sunday Night Football. Not Monday Night Football. John Starks is on my bench. He's going tonight with Green Bay. That's about it. So that's the way the fantasy breaks down. Alright. So now, getting into some WWE news. So coming up in a couple of weeks is WWE Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, TLC. The main event is Roman Reigns against Sheamus for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in a TLC match. Now, answer me this. What is the difference between a TLC match and a regular ladder match? I mean, obviously, tables, ladders, and chairs. But if a ladder match is no disqualification, you can use tables and chairs anyways. What's the big difference? Except for the tables, ladders, and chairs are set up around ringside and promoted to use. It's still a ladder match. You still got to climb the ladder to get the title off the top. Off the hook. So, I don't know. Possible. I look for Sheamus to come out victorious because of cheating with his new League of Nations, which includes King Barrett, Rusev, and Alberto Del Rio. They're going to be feuding with The Family, which is supposedly the new stable name for Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and the Usos. It would have been nice to see an 8-man Survivor Series match that way, with those teams. They're a month late setting that up, but that is what it is. Matter of fact, Dean Ambrose gets a shot at Kevin Owens at TLC for the Intercontinental title, and the Usos get a shot at the New Day for the tag team titles at TLC. Also, setting up, they pulled something this past Monday night. They had Charlotte face Becky Lynch, and Charlotte took a page out of her father's book, the dirtiest player in the game, Ric Flair, and suckered Becky in thinking she hurt her knee, and then played possum, kipped up, and rolled Becky up from behind. And I didn't like that. I didn't like Charlotte's explanation for it, saying it was tough love. it's like they're putting Charlotte in the same thing as Ric Flair. I thought you wanted to get out of that shadow, make her own name and do her own stuff. She told Becky that it was tough love, trying to teach her that not everything is on the up and up all the time. And, but I didn't like it. First of all, the women's title is, still with Charlotte. And, I don't know. I just don't like that underhand stuff. I mean, granted, it's good for storyline purposes, but Charlotte's not a heel. They can't have, Charlotte turn already. I mean, she's been a face this whole time. And they can't, Becky or Paige just turned heel, so they can't really do that with Charlotte yet, in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm not a WWE writer. I'm just a fan, right? I didn't like it. I just didn't. I thought that was in poor taste. I don't want to see. I mean, it's okay if Ric Flair comes down there to support Charlotte because that's his daughter, but I don't want Charlotte to be a carbon copy, albeit with breasts, of Ric Flair. And of course Charlotte is a lot better looking than Ric Flair, but that's beside the point. I don't, I just did not like it too much. Going over, NXT is going to be having a takeover in London. I think it's next Wednesday. And big main event, Finn Balor defends the NXT Championship against Samoa Joe, which looks to be a fantastic match. I would love to see Samoa Joe get the title because I think they're going to be sending Finn Balor up to the main roster. And then Samoa Joe could come up to the main roster too. I would love to see that because I would love to see, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. And that would be just absolutely, that you can have the guy shoot. You don't have to worry about a fixed finish. But wow. Yeah, that would be fantastic. But since so many injuries have been going rampant in the WWE lately, it seems like every, sport this year, there's injuries galore. But because of that, WWE has basically had to start rewriting WrestleMania from scratch. We know, in terms of Brock Lesnar, big draw, they were originally going to have, they were thinking about doing Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the title. But because Seth Rollins is hurt, they need to kind of shake things up again. Because they're not going to do Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the title when Roman is going to be taking Seth Rollins' place in the feud with Triple H. And he's going to be facing Triple H at WrestleMania now, apparently. Roman Reigns against Triple H. So they're probably going to have Brock Lesnar, or he can't face Randy Orton because Randy Orton's hurt. Can't face The Undertaker because that's over. Can't face The Rock because The Rock won't be able to be there. They're not going to do Austin and Lesnar, so don't get your hopes up. They're looking to have Kevin Owens against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. It kind of was put out there by Owens in an interview he did this past week, and apparently WWE likes it. I think it would be a great match. I would love to see how Kevin Owens and Paul Heyman have their war of words. That might be a good match to watch for WrestleMania. I think that might be great. They're also looking to have John Cena go against The Undertaker in the torch, passing of the torch. Of course, there's not going to be an undefeated streak, but to have Undertaker against John Cena, I don't know how they're going to set that up, but that looks to be very, very good. Especially Cena's coming back off of his reality show, American Grit. So, we shall see how that works. And then, just various other things. I wouldn't mind having, like I said, I want to see Samoa Joe against Brock Lesnar. Maybe 33 in Minnesota. But who knows? But WrestleMania 32 is right around the corner. I mean, literally, it's, 4 months away at this point in April. And we're getting down to it. Down to the nitty-gritty. So that's about it. We're going to go to one final of my favorite Christmas songs. Being Italian, this is a must. And honestly, up until about 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, I had never actually heard the song. But being Italian, this is a must for any fan of Christmas music. And just absolutely fantastic. It's Lou Monte with Dominic the Donkey right here on the Sportswire.
Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 la. Santa's got a little friend, his name is Dominic, the cutest little donkey. You never see him kick. When Santa visits his paisans with Dominic, he'll be, because the reindeer cannot climb the hills of Italy. Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 la. Jingle bells around his feet and presents on the sled. Hey, look at the Mayor's Derby on top of Dominic's head. A pair of shoes for Louis and a dress for Josephine. The label on the inside says they're made in Brooklyn. Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 la. La 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 la. Children sing and clap their hands and Dominic starts to dance. They talk Italian to him and he even understands. Kumbaras and kumbaras do they dance ad arandel. When Santa Nicola comes to town and brings Ujucharil. Hey, jingity jing, it's Dominic the donkey. Jingity jing, the Italian Christmas donkey. La 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 la. Hey, Dominic, buon Natale.
Alright, that was Lou Monte with Dominic the Donkey right here on the Sportswire. Like I said, 3 of my favorite Christmas songs. You just played them today. You'll probably hear them throughout the month again. I might do an entire show dedicated to Christmas music and some of my favorites and maybe a top 10 list. But I'm going to be doing some more top 10 lists coming up and you know, just kind of veering away from the stereotypical sports show. Like, I'll still get into NFL but right now we're getting into a season where NFL is starting to heat up. WWE is always around, but there's really nothing else. I mean, yes, there's basketball and hockey, but like I said, I don't really follow those. So that's all there is to it. And I'm sorry to the Canadian listeners up there. No, I do not follow hockey. I just don't. I never really got into it until, well, no, I shouldn't say that. Like, I followed the AHL for a while because we had the Beasts of New Haven here in Connecticut. You know, we've got the Hartford Wolf Pack. But that's about it. Baseball hasn't started up yet. We do have the New Britain Bees coming in for this season in the Atlantic League. As we know, the Hartford Yard Goats are now up in Hartford in the Eastern League. Okay, so it is now time for our final segment of the show. And that's right, it means it is the Dumb Laws of the Day, courtesy of dumblaws.com. You know, of course, their tagline is Big Government, Small Brains, Dumb Laws. Here we go. We're going to just a little up the road from Connecticut. We're going to Massachusetts this time. All right, here we go. Dumb laws in Massachusetts. It is illegal to give beer to hospital patients. Well, that makes sense. Candy may not contain more than 1% of alcohol. I didn't realize that there was alcohol in candy. Shooting ranges may not set up targets that resemble human beings. Well, that's a good thing. At a wake, mourners may eat no more than 3 sandwiches. That's funny. At a wake, mourners, people who are mourning the deceased, may not eat more than 3 sandwiches. I didn't realize that could be a law. Tomatoes may not be used in the production of clam chowder. Now that right there is the whole reason why I don't eat New England clam chowder. See, there's obviously 3 different kinds of clam chowder. There's New England clam chowder, which is cream based. There's Manhattan clam chowder, which has the tomato base, the red sauce, or the red soup base. And then there's Long Island clam chowder, which is some other kind of thing all of its own. I think it's more of a orange broth or clam broth or whatever. I like Manhattan clam chowder. I'm lactose intolerant. Don't get me wrong, I like the New England clam chowder, but I preferred Manhattan clam chowder. I didn't realize that was actually a law in Massachusetts. Oh, that's funny. Snoring is prohibited unless all bedroom windows are closed and securely locked. I guess that's to protect the snorer. Number one, how do you put a law on something like that? People snore because of sleep apnea or whatever, being overweight. How do you put a prohibition on that? You don't control it. And I guess the fact that bedroom windows have to be closed and securely locked is to protect the snorers from people coming in to try to kill them for being so loud. Quakers and witches are banned. Obviously, that's going back to the Salem witch trials. An old ordinance declares goatees illegal unless you first pay a special license fee for the privilege of wearing one in public. That's crazy. And I'm actually going up to Massachusetts on Sunday to the Yankee Candle Factory. I wonder if I have to pay a fee because I have a goatee. Bullets may not be used as currency. Well, no kidding. Taxi drivers are prohibited from making love in the front seat of their taxi during their shifts. But after their shift, it's okay. That's crazy. Massachusetts liquor stores can only open on Sundays if they are in Berkshire, Essex, Franklin, Middlesex, or Worcester counties, and are within 10 miles of Vermont or New Hampshire borders. Well, okay, I can understand that. All men must carry a rifle to church on Sunday. Very nice. So if we have the ISIS people, we can shoot them right in church. Alcoholic drink specials are illegal. Hunting on Sundays is prohibited. Public boxing matches are outlawed. It is illegal to go to bed without first having a full bath. A woman cannot be on top in sexual activities. Wow! How do they figure putting that as a law? No gorilla is allowed in the back seat of any car. Well, the next time I see a gorilla, I'll make sure he sits in the front. Tattooing and body piercing is illegal. That was repealed in 2000. Children may smoke, but they may not purchase cigarettes. What? Wow, okay. Alright, let's get to some city laws in Massachusetts. In Boston, there might be quite a few of them. In Boston, it is illegal to play the fiddle. 2 people may not kiss in front of a church. Well, what happens if you get married in the church? No more than 2 baths may be taken within the confines of the city. No one may cross the Boston Common without carrying a shotgun in case of bears. Anyone may let their sheep and cows graze in the public gardens or commons at any time except on Sundays. It is illegal to eat peanuts in church. I don't know why. An old law prohibits the taking of baths on Sunday, so people go to church smelling. Duels to the death permitted on the common on Sundays, provided the governor is present. Women may not wear heels over 3 inches in length while on the common. What exactly is a Boston Common? I don't know. No one may take a bath without a prescription. Oh my goodness gracious. No one may take a bath without a prescription. So you have to get a doctor to sign off and give you a prescription to take a bath. It is illegal for any citizen to own more than 3 dogs. In Burlington, you may not walk around with a drink. meaning alcoholic drink. Cambridge, it costs $50 extra for a permit for hurling, soccer, or Gaelic football games in the public park on Sunday. In Concord, one may not sell or distribute bottled water in Concord, Massachusetts. Okay. In Hingham, you may not have colored lights on your house if it can be seen from Main Street. If you live on Main Street and want to paint your house, the colors must be approved by the Historical Society. In Hopkinton, though horses and cows are allowed on the common, dogs are prohibited. In Longmeadow, it is illegal for two men to carry a bathtub across the town green. What is it with these laws about bathing in bathtubs? Wow. In Marlborough, it is illegal to buy, sell, or possess a squirt gun. And silly string is illegal in the city limits. Hold on, we've got more. We're only at the cities beginning with M. More in Marlborough. One may not detonate a nuclear device in the city. It is illegal for any citizen to own more than 2 dogs. Okay. In Milford, peeping in the windows of automobiles is forbidden. In Nahant, sleds may not be coasted down streets. It is illegal to excavate any city street. In Newton, all families must be given a hog from the town's mayor. And North Andover, an ordinance prohibits the use of space guns. And finally, in Woburn, Massachusetts, in bars, it is actually illegal to walk around with a beer in your hand. Folks, you can't make these up. I mean, somebody obviously did it. And, I don't understand a lot of these. I just think they're freaking hilarious, man. Which is why I tell them on the show. So those are your dumb laws of the day in Massachusetts, courtesy of dumblaws.com. Folks, it's been a great episode today. I want to thank all of our sponsors, especially Fat Cat Radio sponsors. Wayne Jones of Black Lion Entertainment Music Group, Jerry Wilson from It's So Real Productions, and Stay Blessed Productions. Fantastic episode. Thank you all for listening. Let's go to God in prayer on this momentous occasion. I do want to say live right now, don't change the channel because there really won't be anything great. President Obama is having live statements about the San Bernardino, California shooting. They'll probably say it's some kind of a training exercise or whatever. I have no faith in President Obama anymore, which is why Trump 2016, I'm a full supporter. Okay. Before we end this episode, let's go to God in prayer. Father God, I want to thank you for this episode. I want to thank you for just laughing. I want to thank you for, just being able to just come out here and talk to people. Lord, you've said that if we seek you with our whole heart, that you will prosper us. And I pray that we're all able to make that conscious decision to put our whole heart, our whole faith in you, Father. I thank you for everything you do for me on a daily basis. I thank you for everything that you are going to be doing for me in the future. And I pray that some people out there that are listening to this podcast will want to read the Bible and just study it and make the conscious decision to repent and be baptized and to come to you, Father. Lord, I thank you for everything you do. I love you. We love you. We need you in our lives. And I ask all this through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, folks, that's the episode for today. I want to thank you for listening. We'll be back Monday, better than ever, all new, on Fat Cat Radio. It's a Sportswire. Have a great day.